What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about what's in my investment portfolio across 5 different accounts. I will not be going into specific detail about individual stocks because I obviously don't want anybody to misconstrue my words with me saying, hey, you should buy this stock or you should buy that stock. Nope. I wanted to talk about how originally I was very stock heavy, and over the last, I would say, year and a half, I have been working on progressively becoming far more index fund heavy, and I want to talk about how some of my accounts have been being built up. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos. Subscribe to my second channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. This right here is the limited edition DYDSS Christmas line. A portion of the proceeds are going directly to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. These are going away very soon on Christmas Day, so get one while you can. Grab a t-shirt or a hoodie of this design. Let's raise a little bit of money for the children with cancer this year. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. I forget how I did this to get you to actually be able to see the screen. Okay, up to 12 free fractional shares just by simply downloading the app and funding your account. And if you refer one friend by December 18th, just one friend, usually they want you to refer 3. One friend, click that little invite button, send it to one person that you know. They're going to give you either $100 or $200 of free Apple stock, which you can keep and hold on to, or you can sell and use that cash to buy something you'd rather have instead. Webull link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. All right, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about what's in my investment portfolio. Now, like I said, I am not going to go into specific detail about specific stocks. I don't want anybody to think that I'm naming stocks or I'm putting stocks out there to insinuate that you should buy what I'm buying. I don't want to, that seems like a risky game to play, so that's not what I'm going to be doing here. But I did want to say that when I first entered the stock market, which was at the very end of 2019, shout out to a very good friend of mine, Roberto, for introducing me to the stock market and helping me understand the basics at the very beginning. He got me on board, and I'd been wanting to learn about stocks for years and years prior, and it was like a different language to me. I couldn't figure it out. But I opened up my very first account in 2019, and I didn't really do very much buying. I went the rest of that year and early the following year just kind of dabbling, just testing out the waters and just trying to more so understand how to analyze stocks in a proper way and what sectors and industries I was most interested in. And I didn't even know what kind of investor I was just yet. But I did a little bit of dabbling, and after a couple months of that, I was confident enough to actually begin proper investing. Coincidentally, right after I gained my confidence, we had a massive March of 2020 complete and total collapse. Like I said, I was confident and I recognized this as a major opportunity, so I dove in head first, and thank God that I did, because it paid off big time. But my main account was, for the longest time, predominantly made up of individual stocks. And to this day, I own I believe about 25 individual stocks, and there are maybe 10 to 15 of them that I am still focused on. But nowadays, I am far more interested in index funds, because I came across this quote. I don't remember exactly whose quote this is, but it said, don't worry about trying to find the needle in the haystack. Just buy the haystack. And this goes for index funds, because if you're looking for that next rock star stock, let's just say it's like the next powerhouse stock, if you buy a broad market index fund, that stock is in there. If maybe it's, a company that's not US based, well, if you buy an international index, that stock is in there. If it's a small cap, if it's a large cap, a mid cap, if it's whatever, it's somewhere buried in these index funds. You can even buy a total world index that has every single publicly traded company on planet Earth inside of it. No missing out there. I, however, do not buy that total world index. And the reason for that is because I want to have a little bit more control over how it's weighted. The total world index is weighted the way that it is. I would rather buy a small number of different type of broad market index funds, which is what I do for the most part now. Now, like I said, over the years, I have gotten slowly but surely much more index fund focused and much more index fund heavy. And what I like best about index funds is the fact that you get automatic diversification, you get automatic exposure to all of the sectors. Now, you can buy a specific sector index fund, which is made up of a bunch of different stocks, tens or even hundreds or potentially even thousands of different companies all in one particular sector. You can go about that if that's what you would like. There's so many different ways you can go. You can go for a tech sector index, which has all the tech companies in there. You can go about it in so many different ways. What I like are super broad market index funds, and I sprinkle a few individual stocks on top, mostly for fun, because I do still truly have a good time analyzing stocks. It's fun for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy learning about specific companies and seeing what these specific companies are up to and what their 3 to 5 year plan is, how they're innovating, how they're doing this, how they're doing that, what type of business continuity plans do they have in place, like what are they doing with this, how are they going about that, what is their future, as we're moving closer and closer and closer into the new digital world. I like stuff like that. I like looking into companies like that. But I'm not really on the hunt for a new individual stock. I'm happy with the 15 individual stocks that I have. I mean, I have I think 20 to 25. I don't remember off the top of my head. There are a couple in there that I'm not really focused on anymore, but there are about 10 or 15 that I am really focused on and I continue to buy into on a regular basis. They'll remain nameless for the reason I said before. I don't want anybody to misconstrue my words and think that I'm saying you should buy these stocks, so I'll leave it at that. But my main portfolio is still very, very, very stock heavy, but it's becoming way more index fund focused. So what I do every single day, Monday through Friday, as long as the market is open, I put a very, very small amount of currency into 2 different index funds. And over the course of years and years and years to come, those 2 index funds will, and currently are, slowly but surely taking over the whole portfolio, which is what I want. I want index funds to be the foundation. I want index funds to be the base. I want index funds to be the backbone of the entire portfolio, and that's what it is turning into. Now, I do have a secondary portfolio, which I originally created to almost mimic or replicate my main portfolio. So I'm not going to say a whole lot about that one because it's essentially a much smaller version of my main portfolio. Then I also have a Roth IRA, which I completely designed my way. It's a 40-40, 10-10 split between 4 different index funds, 2 of which are very similar types of index funds, broad market US-based index, US-based company index funds. One gives me more exposure to international and emerging markets, and one gives me a little bit of exposure to bonds. So that's how I went about and continue to go about building up my Roth IRA. Beyond that, I have my 401k, which I don't really have all that much of a say in the matter with how they go about investing my contributions. All I know is that I had a list of different target date funds to choose from. I know exactly what's in the target date fund, but I just went with a target date fund that makes sense for approximately or an estimated retirement year, somewhere around there. So it's more stock heavy at the beginning, minimally, a little bit of bond. And then as time goes by and as you get older, as you progress throughout your career, slowly but surely it becomes a little bit more bond heavy, so that when it's time for you to retire, and then after you retire, it's much more stable, because stocks are typically seen as more volatile. Bonds are a little bit more stable. So as you get older and as the fund gets older, it becomes much more stable. Growth slows down, stability increases. So that's the 401k. Then I also have an HSA, which is a health savings account, triple tax advantaged. What's cool about this is, I've explained it a bunch of times, but it's triple tax advantaged. Pre-tax dollars go in, you can invest those dollars and they can grow tax-free, and then you can cash those invested dollars and gains out tax-free, so long as, a little asterisk there, so long as it's for a qualified medical or health-related expense, which would probably make a tremendous amount of sense in your retirement. So that's why I'm building that up as well. This is something that I didn't know what to do with the dollars just yet, so I started throwing them into just like an S&P 500 ETF. And there was also another cash flow oriented ETF that I've had my eye on for a really long time that I didn't own, and I decided to add that to the HSA as well. So I will be having kind of like and I don't know exactly how I'm going to be going about structuring it. I don't know if I'm going to do a 50-50 split between the two, or if I'm going to be more S&P heavy, or if I'm going to be more cash flow heavy. I haven't yet decided. This HSA is only a couple months old. I've only had it for a few months, so that's it on that point blank period. So those are all of my current accounts and kind of the way that they're structured. But within the next 3 months, I will be opening up another, and then in 12 months, I will be opening up another. So the one that I'm going to be opening up in 3 months is a secondary 401k, and that's because I'm starting a new secondary job. I have a secondary job, but I'm leaving that and I'm starting over here. This new secondary job offers a 401k even to the part-timers, which was a requirement of mine. If I'm going to switch to a different part-time job, 401k needs to exist for part-time workers, and there also needs to be a 401k match, and this company has both. So I'm really excited about that. It's going to be another target date fund, approximately, or on average, 8 to 10% a year. And then the one that I'm going to be opening up 12 months from now, because I start at this new job on Thursday, this upcoming Thursday for me. With this company, whether you're full-time or part-time, or if you're part-time, you have to average 1,000 hours a year. So that's roughly 20 hours a week. If you do that, the company will give you stock in the company every year. Once you surpass the 1-year mark, and as long as you're averaging 1,000 hours a week, you get stock in the company. It's a privately held company, super exclusive. The only ones that have access to it are the workers, the managers, and people on the corporate level. So this is another form of a retirement account. It's an employee stock ownership program or plan. It's very concentrated. It's 100% stock in the company. But that's the next one. That will be opened up in 12 months. December of next year. I will finally be able to start building that up. There's my alarm letting me know it's time to shut up and end the video soon. But yeah, that's basically the structure of my portfolio. My main portfolio is very, very stock heavy still, becoming slowly but surely more index fund focused over the last year and a half, I would say. I have a secondary portfolio that is nearly identical to my main portfolio. I don't know why I chose to do that, but whatever. The Roth IRA, it's a 40-40-10-10 split between 4 different index funds. My 401k, which is a target date fund, my HSA, which is a combination of 2 different index funds, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to be going about balancing that, 50-50, 25-75, 90-10. Don't know just yet. I will figure that out. And the cool thing is, I can always rebalance however I feel like it. If I ever decide, hey, I've been going 90-10, I kind of want to do 10-90 this year or something like that. You can do whatever you want. And then, of course, I'm opening up a secondary 401k, which will be another target date fund. And then later next year, I will be opening up the employee stock ownership program that they have and start building equity in the company that I'm working for, which is awesome. Anyway, though, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. This right here is the limited edition DYDSS Christmas line. Portion of the proceeds are going directly to St. Jude Children's Resource Hospital. So get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself a hoodie before Christmas, because that's when they go away. Let's raise some money for the children with cancer this year. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. It's going to give you up to 12 free fractional shares just for doing so. And if you refer just one friend, Webull is going to give you either $100 or $200 worth of free Apple stock. Do this by December 18th. That's the deadline. Just click that little invite button. Send it to one human being that you are aware of. That's it. That's all. Don't take an opportunity like this for granted. Make the most of it. Don't let it get by. We will link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.